Hello everyone. I think we can wait for some time for more people to join. Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to another session of Policy Manthan. Today, our topic of discussion is the significance of extracurricular activities in education. So, before the session begins, please write down your names and the topics of discussion in the chat box. Also, please switch on your camera so that we can have a lively session. The phrase all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy is known to almost everybody. However, a detailed overview of the traditional education system in India will depict just how much significance is given only to the academics. Education is only limited to the formal education of books and subjects such as physics, chemistry, geography, and history. This not only limits the potential of a child but also burdens them and their minds with no means to process the pressure. In recent times, with the new education policy, we find that the traditional definition of education has now evolved with considerable emphasis being given to the extracurricular activities. The importance of sports has also been thoroughly accepted as a means to help children become physically active and fit and also find their various talents. This introduction of extracurricular activities in education will also break the stereotypes of a good student and what a good student is entailed to be. As a person excelling in sports and not in academics will find their true caliber and goal in life. Therefore, in today's Policy Manthan, we will be discussing how the extracurricular activities and subjects play a vital role in the cognitive development of children and form an important part of the school curriculum. The policies implemented by the government to help increase the significance of extracurricular activities and also how further work can be done in this field. So over to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Sneha. I would now like to call upon our first speaker, Ms. Avni. She's going to speak about which extracurricular activities should be introduced. Yeah, on to you, Avni.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you. Extracurricular activities are obviously really important in a child's life to ensure things like holistic development because it allows you to develop skills outside simply memorization, outside simply mainstream academics. And therefore, the kind of extracurricular activities that should be introduced need to be diverse in nature because then only can students develop a multitude of skills, but also because not every student will be interested in the same activity. So we think students should be offered the maximal choice possible. And I think specifically, there are three categories of extracurriculars that are really important in a child's life. The first category becomes sports, because obviously it's really important for a child's mental and physical health to be involved in sports. They can stay fit through it and also can find a way to escape academic stress to it. If a student develops enough in sports and is really good at it, that also gives them future career prospects because that means they can go into this field. They can become a teacher, they can become a professional athlete within that, also contribute to their nation's success. And therefore, sports is absolutely essential in a child's life. The second category then becomes art in music. This is important for a child to access their creative side, to be able to express themselves not through mere words, but through what they draw, or through their lyrics, and therefore allows them to access self introspection as well, and becomes something that we want children to have access to. I think finally, it's also other extracurriculars like debate and MUN that are important because they allow you to put your ideas forward in a systematic manner. Debate allows you to learn about critical thinking and analysis when you have to systematically argue for one side or another. MUN helps you understand world issues, diplomacy, complex foreign relations by putting yourself in the shoes of diplomats. Right now in India, the introduction of extracurricular activities is mostly limited, especially for the latter two, to posh private schools that have the capacity with resources to be able to introduce them. And that is incredibly perverse because that means there are an entire subset of students, particularly from vulnerable classes, who are being denied the benefits that a well rounded education could then provide them. We think that's why we need to be able to have policies instituted that mandate and expand the access, something the NAP also aims towards, and we would like to see an expansion of that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Avni. That was a wonderful point you put up there. Next up is Akanksha. She will be talking about different extracurricular activities and their benefits. On to you, Akanksha. Akanksha, you're muted.
Yes. Yes, Avni, am I audible now? Yes, yes. So Avni just spoke about a few activities. I would like to elaborate on that. I think apart from sports, uh, volunteer work, that is social service, is something which should also be introduced as an extracurricular activities, because such work encourage and involve students from early age to know the importance of social work. They develop a sense of community and the students begin to understand the true meaning of charity and brotherhood. So for that reason, I think volunteer work is necessary. Then one more thing, that is self defense. Apart from sports, self defense, that is martial arts, is also the need of an hour. So I think martial arts, that is self defense, should be introduced, such as karate and taekwondo and other stuff. Then importance of cleanliness again, which we are already doing through Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, value education system which is already there, but in a more practical sense rather than just normal lectures in school. So I think that should also be emphasized. So the benefits of extracurricular activities are they help and provide self confidence to kids. They also build up child's self esteem. It is a great way to make them proud of themselves and what they have accomplished during the day. It will teach them how to be independent and take action on their own. Extracurricular activities also help children to get over shyness as they interact with other people through activities. Then sports are a great way for child to stay healthy and fit while having fun. If they learn at least one sport, it is easy for them to take care of their health. And physical activities is also very important. But drawbacks of extracurricular activities are we need to teach students to have a education, like a balance between extracurricular activities and the syllabus of the school, So that is one thing which we should also make them understand, and we should also sensitize parents to make sure that extracurricular activities are as important as the school curriculum. So this is one thing which not only students should know, but parents should also take into consideration. So that is what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Akanksha. It was really important to emphasize on the point of self-defense, especially for the school-going girls. As we all know, apparently domestic violence is increasing day by day in India, but it's not being reported. So in that case, self-defense comes handy the most. So yeah, on to Sonal. She will be talking about how how will the greater emphasis on sports help in the development of school children. So yes, on to you, Sonal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to talk about how sports can be an important learning environment for children. Numerous studies have shown that children who play sports perform better at school. It is also within sport that peer status and peer acceptance is established and developed. Sports experiences help build positive esteem in children. Playing sports also helps children learn to control their emotions and channel negative feelings in a healthy way. It also helps children to develop patience and understand that it can take a lot of practice to improve their skills. Also, organized sports many have many physical, developmental, psychological, and social benefits for children. Playing sports helps children build resilience and feel better about themselves. It can also help them interact with their peers and accounts for many learned behaviors and character traits that stay within children far into their adult lives. Thank you.
Sonal. Next, I would like to call upon Bhavna to speak about focusing on extracurricular activities, whether it can help our country develop overall or not. On to you, Bhavna. Please switch on your camera before you start speaking. How are you not audible? So meanwhile, she fixes her mic. I think I will add on to a few points. So yeah, emphasizing on extracurricular activities will undoubtedly contribute to the country's overall development. Actually, I think by nurturing talent and providing a platform for individual expression, we will witness a generation of well-rounded individuals who excel not only in academics but also in various fields of interest. Extracurricular activities cultivate essential life skills. So, like such as creativity, teamwork, leadership, and critical thinking, which are mostly crucial for success in the modern world. Moreover, these activities also foster social integration, cultural exchange, and mutual respect, creating a harmonious and inclusive society. So I can order yeah, I added on to that point. Bhavna fixes her problem. Um, I will like to call upon Mukul to speak about the reasons why extracurricular activities is significant in education. Yes, on to you, Nikhil.
Yeah, hello, good morning, everyone. So,
Good morning.
yeah, since Jessica was talking about few points earlier, I'll just elaborate on those few points as well as add some new points. So, according to my research, extracurricular activities are significant in education for the following reasons. I list down all the reasons one by one. So, first of all, I would like to talk about holistic development, which nurtures physical, social, emotional, and creative aspect of students. Second, I will talk about skill enhancement. Students develop leadership, teamwork, communication, and problems skills. If according to that. Third point I would like to do is talk about academic performance. Participation in extracurricular activities improves time management, goal setting abilities, and positively impacting academic performance, as it is shown in several researches. The fourth point would be social and emotional development of child. Several activities promote social integration, teamwork, self confidence, and reduce stress. Several research has been shown that if a bunch of students or people are working in teamwork, it significantly reduces the stress amount of stress the people are taking. Fifth point I would emphasize on is exploring passion and talents. By doing different type of activities, it helps to students to discover interests and talents beyond academic subjects, because academic subject would be limited, but if there are extracurricular activities, other projects, students there are more to discover about themselves. The sixth point I would like to talk about is diverse experience. Exposure to various fields, it broadens their horizons and fosters culture understanding as well. The seventh point I would like to talk about is personal growth and character building. So, if children is involved in extracurricular activity, it helps him to overcome challenges, develop resilience in certain projects. It helps them to develop a quality called perseverance and determination towards their project or whatever the activities they are doing. The eighth point I would talk about would be college and career readiness. As this activity enhances their resumes, demonstrate their skills, and benefit college application, they also contribute to career development. The ninth point I would like to talk about is health and well-being. Sports and physical activities promote a healthy lifestyle and management as well. So now I'll sum up everything whatever I talked about. The extracurricular activities complements this formal education, fostering personal growth, skill development, and social interaction and exploration, preparing students for a successful life. Thank you. That's been.
Thank you, Mukul. Thank you for sticking those 10 points. Sneha, would you like to contribute to the discussion? Adding any point?
Yeah, sure. I think that emphasis on extracurricular activities helps in exercising the brain in fields other than the mainstream academic fields. It also helps one in discovering their passions and talents, which they never knew they had, and therefore also helps in garnering and working upon these skills and even make it their profession. Also, there is a notion in our country that women are not skilled enough or not strong enough to play sports, and mostly in all kinds of sports, we see that priority is mostly given to men. So, the introduction of sports via the national education policy will help break the stereotype because from a tender age, women will be given the opportunity to play sports and also to gather up the skills that they require to become good become a good sports person. So I think that this is a very important part of changing the entire narrative and bringing more women to the mainstream sports arena. So yeah.
All right, Sneha, thank you for adding to the point. Yes, I do agree that education does play a very vital, extracurricular does play a very vital role. Also in the development of the child, and engaging in sports not only improves physical health but also instills valuable life skills such as discipline, teamwork, resilience, cognitive abilities, and goal setting. So The regular participation in sports enhances these abilities, concentration, memory, and furthermore, sports can serve as a powerful tool for character building, fostering qualities such as sportsmanship, fair play, and also determination. So, yes, I hope Bhavna has fixed her mic. If not, then we can conclude this session early. No, you're not audible, Bhavna. It's all right. It's okay. Yes, then I can conclude the session.
Yeah, I think that apart from sports, although when we talk about extracurriculars, the first point that comes to our mind is sports because it adds to a person's physical ability and also their mental capacity. However, I think that there are other aspects to extracurricular activities as well. For example, indulging in art and crafts in the different spheres of literature, like poetry or even reading. There are often classes held in schools where students are given extracurricular periods to just read books because that is something which is depleting with the current generations. So I think that yeah, sport is one of the most important point that comes to our mind when we talk about extracurriculars. But there are other fields as well. For example, arts and crafts, which helps in developing the cognitive capacity of a person. Like you said, Jessica, it helps them in building their patience, their resilience, also in understanding how they can use that skill in a professional capacity even. So yeah, I think that this sums up our discussion today. So thank you everybody for joining. We can end the meeting here.